Hello, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I am really glad you're here. Today's date is Saturday, August 31st, 2024. In this video, we want to take a look at a punctuation mark. Yes, a punctuation mark. Because I have a little mantra I've been saying all day as I got ready for this video, and that was that all dashes matter. And I'm going to take you to a compilation, kind of explain as I go. And we'll see if the universe has some insights and information about this little punctuation mark called a dash. I'm going to a share screen. If what I share interests you and you'd like to look at it in closer detail, you can click on the Facebook link that will be in the video description box. Okay, if you notice, and this got quite a bit of reaction because I used a thumbnail with Mr. T wearing this hat earlier this week. He wears a hat now that says 45-47. Okay. Now, if you know what that punctuation mark usually says, it either says to or through, but in other words, it's inclusive of the gap in between. Think back in high school when a teacher told you to read pages 20-40, and one or two people tried to say they thought that only meant they had to read page 20 and 40, and they were soundly changed their tune. So anyway, and I'm not going to admit that I might have been one of those people at one time, but it's possible. It's possible. Okay, well, let's take a look here at this compilation because now I've mentioned before, and I do try to mention people that I find value in their work. Derek Johnson, who is a Rattletrap 1776 over on the platform known as X, he's also on Rumble. He is great at sharing military law and letting people know if they're at all willing to assimilate some facts, that we have a continuity of government situation going on. And one of his, in fact, I recommended this specific tweet earlier this week to someone, talked about how the dash matters. And then he goes into detail on it, which I probably can't on this platform and have myself stay out of trouble. But I would highly recommend that you read why the dash matters and why it may be an indication that there is an ongoing, not visual, but official capacity that Mr. T still has. And this is a position I also share very, very much. Now, I'm sharing the text with you. Just personally, I find Derek a little difficult to listen to. So I would rather read what he has to say, and that just helps me also to assimilate the facts. And I don't think it should be beyond anybody's ability to take in if they give it a little time and effort. It's not that difficult to see. He lays things out really nicely. But I'm going down because I wanted to, in case his tweet went away, I want to make sure I at least got a screenshot of the text content. So that's why this is so long, because you can either click on this little box or the link that was up at the top. And also, if you're really going to deeper dive, he's included a couple of military guard issues that kind of support what he's saying and gives you a little more idea of how to look at some of the visuals and things we're seeing in our news cycles with a little more understanding of what's going on. Okay, there's a Truth Social post by Joe M that talks about having a conflict time president. Okay, and I just wanted to say all dashes matter, because one caught up with the Democratic contender this week when she tried to distance herself from the current administration. And sure enough, WH.gov, an official whitehouse.gov site, has that dash there saying that they are connected through and through. So all dashes do matter. So I wanted to do a tarot question about this. Again, sharing quite candidly, my belief is that Derek's spot on the money on that. He does a great job of presenting really good information. He would be wise for you to follow if you don't already. But I want to just ask, you see, and I need to go back to that share screen because I did have some other visuals I wanted to share with you. So hang on. I'm sorry, I'm not quite as organized as maybe as I should be. I was so caught up in the all dashes matter. I noticed when I was doing this research that back before Mr. T announced that he was running for another term in official term in office, he wore a hat with a 45. Then he announced in 2022, November of 2022, that he would be running. And when he visited East Palestine, Ohio, when they had that terrible train derailment, he, if you look here close up, the hats he gave out that day had simply a 47 on them. And sometime since February 2027, he has started, more often than not, wearing, when he wears one of his MAGA hats, he wears it with a 45-47 on it. So my question is Mr. T giving us a soft reveal? Is he trying to confirm and convey that there's some activity, official activity happening in the dash, plus other insights and information we need to know? Let's see what the universe wants us to know. I'll switch the camera. You can watch me work with the cards. We'll find out together. Okay, is Mr. T communicating and conveying some information with that hat he wears that there is some official capacity happening in that dash between the 45, the 47, and any additional insights and information the universe wants us to know? Okay, our first card is the Two of Swords. Then we have the Eight of Cups, the Page of Swords. Oh, let me move these down a little bit, guys. Sorry about that. The Four of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, King of Swords, and the Nine of Cups. So the situation, our question was indicated with the Two of Swords. If you notice, there's quite a few swords showing up here. At the start of the read, we got this one and this one. And then we got some cups, which are feelings, more swords happening. Let's see how those work together and convey some information. What I'm getting is, yes, even though we're at a pause on his official capacity, this has been a time to turn away from the public eye on the official duties that are still under his purview. But the recent past card, Page of Swords, says, yeah, we're on a path of truth here with this question. That he is, we're getting a yes with this. We may get an official hard one with the other cards that I'll pick in just a minute, but let's look at what we have here, okay? And again, because of the global nature of the cleanup that's going on, the resources were such, and this had to play out this way. We keep hearing that it had to play out this way. And I think as more information becomes known and is disclosed, people will understand that more fully. But the cards are also just saying, yes, in the near future, we're going to be looking at this entire situation of the dash in a brand new way. A brand new way that does. The King of Swords is quite often my Mr. T card. It's also a White Hat Alliance card. So it's just saying we're going to be looking at him and the capacity he had these last 4 years in a very, very different way, and in a way that's going to be very satisfying to the vast majority of us that hear this news or understand this change from private to public on certain information that is being hinted at. And those of us that are awake, that are looking for some of those coded communications and subtle nods and thumbs up, that we find heartening. Let's get a few more cards. Again, these will be further insights and information, and they will be for the near future. Okay, we've got the Three of Cups, the Star, our 17th major arcana. Love the Star. Then we have King of Wands, more vision, honor, leadership, and temperance. So while no aces showed up in this read, we did get a confirmation that the dash matters, and it had to be this way, this time apart. Absolutely. Now, so we're looking ahead here. It said we're going to be looking at things in a new way, including the role played by Mr. T, and it's going to be very one that we're really gratified to hear and know about. So building on that, we've got the Three of Cups, not indicating the party substance for children, but the traditional meaning more here that we're going to be doing some quiet celebrating, some, yes, finally, this has been disclosed, etc., whatever that might be. The star indicates that things are moving in the right direction, and we have reason for hope and optimism always when the star shows up, always. It's one of the reasons I love this card. The King of Wands, vision, leadership, and then temperance. Again, we're going to find out that there had to, again, like I said, we keep hearing it had to be this way, and over again, the cards tell me too that this was the only way they could make such global changes was by having this pause, this 4-year pause, where we had such a debacle going on in the public sector or the perceived, public administration, but in private, there was much that was being done, and just the time was needed to get myriad operations across our plane of existence moving forward. So there we have it. Very interesting, pivotal time. The dash does matter. It mattered for Miss Harris trying to distance herself from Biden policies, and it matters when Mr. T wears it on a hat, because he is indicating that, yes, there is something that he is responsible for, that he is still taking responsibility for, and actions he is taking, in a role he has been permitted to continue during this pause. Well, let's recap. Dashes matter. We looked at punctuation with a political connotation to the punctuation, because Mr. T is frequently now seen wearing a hat, and he reposts pictures of himself wearing this hat too. So it is something that he approves of, with a 45-47. We looked at how earlier in the 46's residency, he simply wore a 45 hat. And then after announcing that he would be running again officially for a an official term of office starting in 2025, he started wearing a 47 hat, and now it's a 45-47. So that I was wondering, are they slowly getting the reveals out to us, letting us know that there has been an ongoing role, that he has a capacity that he's actually had? And we got a yes with that, okay? And we also got some information from the universe. First of all, the yes was indicated with this, that during this pause in the official recognition of Mr. T, there's been a lot going on, and that time was needed, and it has not been wasted. It's been well used. The recent past card, we got a card of truth and diplomacy with the Page of Swords, just saying that, yeah, there's truth in what we're wondering. There's truth in the fact that there's something happening where that dash is in the 45-47. Absolutely. And again, the one that told me that, again, this was about resources and using resources wisely and advancing the plan in a very measured and well thought out way was the Four of Pentacles. Near future, starting to look fun. We have the Hangman saying that in the near future, we will be able to look at this pause in a new way. Even the normies are going to have to accept that there's some information that they need to be corrected about, that there was indeed something happening in that dash time. Okay. The King of Swords is indicating Mr. T is what that's going to be about. He is my King of Swords card quite often. And the news that we get, we that are awake are going to be very happy. And actually, quite a few of the people that this is going to catch them as new information, they're still going to end up being pretty happy about it. So that was nice to see. Then again, looking farther into the near future, a little more confirmation, information, not as insightful as our first two cards, which was the King of Swords, okay, and the Nine of Cups. We could have stopped there, but we just went a little deeper, and sure enough, all we got was that, yeah, we're going to have cause to celebrate. Maybe not the major ones, because unfortunately there has been, during the time of this dash, the 46 residency, a lot of damage has been done and a lot of people have suffered. And that's something that we're not going to take lightly. And it's not something that we're going to dismiss. Okay, period. The star, though, told us that we have reason for hope, optimism, things are moving in the right direction. And, hold the line, not just hold it, but advance it. The King of Wands, a lot of good planning and vision and leadership has gone into using this pause time wisely. And while that pause hasn't had the pacing and the public results that we want, there has been a lot of teamwork involved and a lot of good results. So that's what we got when we asked about that darn dash that's showing up in Mr. T's hat wear. It does tell us something. And it's something that we can use to encourage us to stay the course. Okay. So that's it for this video. I thank you so much for your time, your attention, your viewership. For those of you that have to subscribe again and again and again, thank you. We don't unsubscribe you. It's shenanigans. So check to see if you wanted to be subscribed that you still are. And thank you for seeking me out. That's why I try to put out content fairly regularly so that there's something for you to see if you don't get the announcements and stuff. And I look forward to the day when this platform doesn't ding me on the ad revenue like they do and doesn't dismiss a lot of my subscribers or the likes that I get, things like that. But I just try not to let it impact how I do my job or the love and light I send to you. Speaking of which, if you're willing to receive it, I send you love, light, and I wish for you everything bright. Bye.